According to common psychology, each person often thinks that the body is himself, so he should love it, do everything possible so that the body's senses are met and satisfied. And sex hormones are installed in the biochemical system of each sex to attract each other. But no matter how much you love and want to hold onto the beauty of your body, it's inevitable that the body will age, decay, or diseases or accidents may strike at any time, exposing a truth in each person's body. This is a body farm in Texas, where researchers take the bodies of people who have just died. They basically just let them decompose, so this research will be useful when law enforcement comes across bodies in mysterious circumstances. It could have been a murder and they wanted to know how long it had been there. Bodies were scattered throughout the area. They have about 50 bodies of them and most are under metal cages to keep out of the vultures. The reporter asked him to lift the cage so he could take clearer pictures. So what happens? After a person dies, all of the bodily fluids that were alive leak out, and bacteria begin to eat immediately. They convert the liquids and solids inside into gases that they give off, and this causes the second stage. Underneath the body there is also something like marble in this stage because one of the gases, sulfur, it binds to the hemoglobin molecules in the body's blood and changes their color to orange or yellow. Also, flies arrive almost immediately when the body is exposed and they lay eggs in any hole in the body. So, the head of the body will have a lot of maggots in the eye sockets, mouth and nose, and they eat that way first. They just crawl all over the body. Getting up close and taking pictures was the creepiest thing he did there. After a few days the body goes into a third stage called purification, and eventually the bloating goes away as there is more gas and fluid leaking out. You see this dark liquid gathering around your body, and then it's that liquid. It is really rich in organic matter, but so rich in nitrogen that it kills the initial crop. But a year later it becomes very fertile. So this is the next phase. Many changes are not really rapid first and then slow down a lot. There's definitely bacteria here. But if you plot all the organics, that's a very strong decline. If the body is in the sunlight, especially in Texas, the temperatures are so strong that many bacteria and insects cannot really survive. So, instead of continuing to decompose, the body gradually dried up. It will just dry out. But if the body is in the shade, then bacteria and insects can continue to eat it and they will essentially become a skeleton. With vultures, the process is completely different, as a swarm of them will immediately surround the body. If it's not caged, they can eat quite a bit of meat within a few hours. One of the attractions there is the way the bones fray. It was from their beak that devoured it and looked like leather or clothing, but leather. Usually they will decompose in 6 to 12 months. So when the bodies were brought in, they would boil them and put detergent on them, and discard most of the remaining meat. Then, volunteer college interns clean each bone with a brush. The smell was actually the strongest inside the lab. That was mainly rotting meat. Basically, what is it like? It's just the organics that get labeled, then they're sent to a lab closer to town again. So this basically serves as a contemporary skeleton collection. There isn't much of it. We actually rarely see bodies anymore in our modern culture. Most people die in the hospital. They were taken directly to the funeral home. The funeral home injects them with formaldehyde and puts makeup all over their bodies, so they don't look like a corpse. But the truth is, in the end, whether we see it or not, it happens. Unless cremated, decay will occur to the body. That's what natural ecosystems need to do, is to collect organic matter to create new life in the chain of samsara, transforming endlessly. The visible physical body cannot be grasped forever. But the invisible soul, can we grasp it or not?